How you guys doing? This is Keke1. Most of you may know me as Keke. First off, I want to thank you for your time. Sorry I'm coming to you with a video, but unfortunately, due to where you guys are, don't know when I'll be able to see you. My job, my kids, you know, my routine that I have. Uh, this is the only way that I'm going to be able to reach you guys. A lot of you guys know my story from Lou. If you don't know my story, a little bit about it, and I will attach an autobiography about myself, you know. But a little bit about my story is, I grew up a single parent home. My stepdad, who I grew up with, he was killed whenever I was 8. I found football, and that became my passion. Everything that I was going through, my pain, my hurt, my insecurities, my fears, I was able to put that into football and give it all I got. I excelled very quickly, but with excelling, I did make a few mistakes that caused me to not get the full satisfactory of playing the sport. I was set down in 9th grade after my first game, after being invited to varsity, set down the rest of that year. The sophomore year I started off because on the bench because of grade trouble. Then, being a sophomore on varsity, I was behind some good backs that was getting ready to go to college. Then whenever I did get my shot going into the 11th grade, that's when my rare condition with my legs started, and that was compartment syndrome. It was 10 years that they never figured out what I had. Then whenever they finally did, I was on my way to Brazil, and I actually had to get the second surgery in Brazil. But going back to with football, in 2008, August 20th, I did walk on at University of Houston. I did very well, going through two-a-days and summer camp. I had made the roster. I had worked all the way up to first string. Then that problem with my legs began again. It was like unbearable. It was the most painful it's ever been. So on top of that, them not knowing what I had, and my son being born August 20th, 2008, I had a decision to make. Do I keep pursuing football knowing that with my legs I cannot play to my own satisfactory and to the satisfactory of these coaches, or do I go get a job, work, make the money to go to Brazil and be with my son who was born in Brazil at the time? Well, that was an easy option. I chose to go to Brazil and chose to work to make enough money to go to Brazil. Then when I did go to Brazil, I got to meet my son for the first time. I made a decision right then that I was going to go to college and I was going to finish. Without sports, most athletes that I know, not everyone, but the ones that I know, only went to college because of sports. So with all that said, I went back to finish because I said, you know what, that's what I'm going to do for myself, for my son. That's something I started and I'm going to finish. Well, throughout all that, I was able to start a voyage which led me to getting my legs fixed. So what I did was in college, I actually took out extra money in loans so I could go back and forth to Brazil. I actually took out extra loans to be able to send money to Brazil. And during all this time, I found out what was wrong with my leg. It was a compartment syndrome. Well, anyways, I got the surgery. The first surgery was done incorrectly, but it did alleviate some of the pain. So I trained as much as I could do with the allotted time that I had, and I went and tried an NFL combine. That NFL combine was a letdown. I actually jumped a 43.5 vertical. I like bragging about that because that was the top that year. And then I pulled my hamstring in the 40. Well, after that happened, I decided to go back to Brazil. That was at the same time I did graduate, and I went back to Brazil. Me being obedient, sorry for you ones that are not very religious, don't mean to offend you in any way, but I believe a lot in my God, and He delivered me and He led me the way, and I made the right decisions that got me to the proper place to get the right surgery I needed. Who would know that would be Brazil? I actually got to Brazil and got the same surgery for free because of some guys I knew and the team I was a part of. Got the surgery for free, long rehabilitation. You can imagine being in a third world country. I basically had to rehab myself. So once I did finally get my legs under me, I did play football last year, a full year, no pain. I'm able to train, no pain. The only thing that I ran into was that I guess after having that problem for so long, for 10 years, I began to have flat feet, So what would happen most of the time is my lower leg muscles would fatigue. And, it would cause me to not be as explosive as I wanted to, but it was progress. Now here I am, no pain. The muscle endurance in my legs are coming back. I'm stronger than ever as far as my lower leg, And now I want to take a shot at my dream. Right now I'm working construction. It's not a job that I can't do. I can do any job, but this is not a job I want to do. I went to college and I finished to be able to get a job I want to do. So, and it seems like the more I work here, the more I feel like my ambition is slowly going away. The more I feel like I'm settling. Yeah, I understand for some people, they don't have many options of where and what they want to do for a living because, they didn't get a continuance of education or a certificate or a degree. Well, I did, and I have a choice. And so this is the choice. The choice that I want to make is going after my dream, and that's playing in the NFL. And how I expect to do that, I actually want to go to Bomarito Performance Systems. It's in Florida, 2 to 3 months. I'll have everything I need, the nutrition, the proper training. It'll just be me, football, and my trainers. Pure focus. And I can't do that. The only thing holding me back now, it's not my family, it's not going to Brazil, it's not my legs, it's the finances. And so what I'm doing is I'm reaching out to you guys to help me with these finances so that I can go on this voyage for 2 to 3 months, and pursue my dream with the NFL. I'm going to also attach a video that you guys can watch. It's going to be a video of the Bomarito's Performance Systems where I'm trying to go. Just please take a look at it. Don't feel bad if you can't, but I am someone